Hello everyone, welcome back to the Beauty Professor. I'm Miss G, and today I'm going to teach you how to create the maximum lift using cream makeup on your cheekbones. How we can create this life-changing lift to make yourself look younger. If you'd like to learn how to do this, stay tuned and please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell because you don't want to miss all my tips and tricks on how to look younger. Let's create magic. I am glad to have you here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Miss G and this is the Beauty Professor. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to apply Seint Makeup. And with that is going to be the added bonus of how to place our contour, our blush, our illuminator, and our highlight for the maximum lift on our cheekbone, which we all want to have to help lift our face and make us look younger. And then I'm also going to do a gorgeous blue. I just love wearing blues in February and January. So we're just going to start. So if you're new to Seint Makeup, this is my compact. It comes in many sizes, many shades, many styles, and it's just fabulous. Everything in here is magnetic, so you choose what you want to go in here. And today I'm working with the buff brush. I'm going to do a medium to full coverage makeup. So I'm going to be working with these first three shades. So Seint Makeup is 3D makeup. We use 3 different shades instead of one foundation where it's the same color ear to ear, forehead to chin. We're using 3 shades. So that creates dimension and enhances your beauty. So I'm going to be working, this darker one is, think of it as your foundation. This is our main highlight. This is going to go in and even out my skin tone. The second one is the brightening highlight. Think of this as your concealer. It's going to enhance the center of your face. And the third shade is the contour. So we're going to be going pretty quick because I want to really just concentrate on this cheek lift and this beautiful eye. So we're going to get going. I'm going to start with this end of the brush, and I'm just going to swipe in. And I work with a mirror down below here because the camera is on landscape and I wear glasses and I cannot see. So I'm just placing this where I want coverage, and I'm just swiping in, and it's going to go around the perimeter of my face where I have some melasma here. I have some melasma down here, and I am just working along that area. So I am just going to blend as we go here. I'd like to work like that. There's no right or wrong way. You may have seen artists putting little dots on their face or swiping it on their face. I find that I like doing it this way. It just gives me better results, more of an even coverage. So you can see how fast this goes. If you haven't used cream makeup, it's fantastic for mature skin because it is a solid. It does not move. So like a liquids are liquids. They move, they settle, they find fine lines and wrinkles, and they move there. They gravitate to that area. And as we become mature, we get mature skin, we certainly do not want that. So if you switch over to cream makeup is a solid. It doesn't move. It lays on your skin. It looks like skin. You can't feel it. And it gives the prettiest glow to your skin and it moisturizes. This makeup's clean. It has 11 ingredients. So when I am happy, let's see if I'm going to turn on the light. When I'm happy with my coverage, I put a little bit extra right down here because this is where I have melasma. When I'm happy with my coverage, I'm going to just flip my brush over and I'm going to pick up my brightening shade Now this is going right in the center of my face. It's going to go down the nose, on top of the lip, and on top of the chin. I'm going to put a little bit on top of my eyes, and just a little bit under the eyes. I already color corrected. I color corrected in the last tutorial I did, so I'm not color correcting in this tutorial. If you want to watch how I do that, go back to the last tutorial. It's great to learn. So when you color correct under your eyes, then you don't have to apply as much highlight or concealer under your eyes. And you don't want to do that as you age, because whenever you add a lot of makeup to a problem area, it just emphasizes the problems. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to tap this in, and you can see how fast this goes. Tapping it in. So this is creating this brightening effect right in the center, which is lightens up the center of the face, lightens up underneath the eyes. If you need a little bit more, you just simply dab into your palette, and it's all this dabbing motion, pushing in motion. Nothing is a liquid, so it's very easy to work with. Okay, I'm gonna flip my makeup over. I have this makeup mirror down here, and one side's normal and the other side has a 10 times magnification mirror, and that is really great to work with. So I know if it looks good in this mirror 10 times magnified, it's gonna look really good in person. So once I'm happy with that, I'm just gonna go back over and check out my coverage and just blend it in a little bit more. Need a little bit of coverage on my chin. I get a red chin, red under my nose, and that is all there is to it. Let's bring it up under here just a little bit more, and that's it. So that's our first two shades. Now I'm going to go ahead and contour the rest of my face. I'm going to leave our cheeks for the end. So that is the area I am teaching today on how to really lift the placement for that. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm switching over to the detail brush. This brush is awesome. It's my favorite brush for contouring. It's got this perfect end, and I'm going into my contour. It's a little dry, so you can pick up more, and I am going to just begin contouring my forehead. I'm not spending a lot of time on the contour placement today, except for cheeks. So I'm just going down the sides of my forehead, and then I'm just going to blend that in while I'm here. And this is going to help cast a shadow, create a dark area to help my forehead look more narrow and shorter. If you have not contoured, this is really worth learning. It's really a mature girl's best friend. Okay, and then when you're happy with that, you're just gonna move on. So we're gonna skip the cheeks right now. We're gonna go right to the jaw. So I'm gonna just go right along the jawbone. So it's going right here and up the side. Down the sides and right here. I dim my lights. I hope that helps. I'm still working on lighting. I'm saving up for a real camera and some better lights. So I'm just gonna go back in and blend this in, blend this down. And another place I like to add contour is right underneath the lip, right here. So I'm gonna go in with the Multitasking brush. All of Seint's brushes are dual-ended, which makes it really nice. They're very high quality. I'm just gonna place this right under the bottom lip, right here. And that casts a shadow under the lip and pulls the lip forward and makes her lip look bigger. Just make sure that is nice and even. And then while I have got the smaller brush, I'm going to contour the nose Just drawing 2 lines down the side of my nose. Again, I'm not spending a lot of time on contouring, just on the cheeks today. But I do like to work with smaller brushes on smaller features of your face. And then I'm going to just angle this forward. And there we have it. All right, now I'm just gonna blend this out. I'm gonna flip the brush over, and I'm just gonna pull this down the sides of the nose. So I haven't been on in 2 weeks. I'm getting over a bug. They seem to take longer and longer to get over these days, but I'm feeling much better now. All right, and then once I feel like I like my blending, I always go back over and do a once over. And then on the lip, I'm just gonna tap that in. And then I'm just gonna go back in and just make sure that I have everything blended in. You especially want to get this area underneath your jawline nice and blended in. And then I'm gonna flip my brush over, and I'm going to go blur out this contour line. I'm just gonna go into my main highlight here lightly, and I'm just going to use this like a magic eraser. So cream makeup is so forgiving. You can't do this with liquids and powders because you'll get cake. And going back and forth is time consuming and difficult. Seint has made this so easy for us because everything's right here. And really, you can just go fix any little mistake that you made. And if you went up too high here, you can just erase this and erase this and go back in and brighten up my chin. All right, so let's talk about the cheek and why we want to contour this area. So right along here, you can see my natural shadow. The last thing you want to do contouring your cheek is pull your contour far down when you have a mature face. Now there's like a trend where you can go down here and hollow out your cheeks. We don't want to do that as we age. We want the fullness here because that helps us look younger. That's why women get injections in their cheeks and do all kinds of things to their face to help plump that out. So we don't want to make it look sunken in, but we do want to lift this cheekbone. So let's start with this. So it's like a sandwich. I'm making a sandwich. So I'm going to go in with the end of my detail brush. I'm going to wiggle in, and then we're going to start at the top of the ear, and we're going to aim this towards the corner of the cheek, of the mouth right here. And I'm going to stop. Okay, so we have this imaginary line. Here we go. This imaginary line. If I was going to draw a line from here to here, we want our blush to stay back. We want our contour to stay back. We want our bronzer to stay back. It's all the corner of the eye right here and back. So this is just going to go right underneath my cheekbone, up high, right into the corner of the ear, and then I'm just bringing it right to the corner, that spot. I can take it down a little bit more, right to there. So this is going to, we're not putting anything in the front of our face. We are lifting. We are working on a diagonal. So if we line these up, you can see that angle we are working with. It's all about angles when you're doing makeup. So I'm just going to push that in. It doesn't have to be perfect because my blush is going to go on top of this. Okay, so let's do the next. I'm just going to do this side. So it goes there. All right. And then next, our blush placement is going to go on. So I have chosen this beautiful shade right here, this beautiful matte shade called Hollywood. It is a coral with a little bit of gold in it. It's going to be really pretty with this blue eye. So I'm going to put this on the back of my compact, and I like to use my finger with these blushes because they're so pigmented. Now this, again, here's our line right here. This is going to go right on top of this line, right on back. And then I like to pull this is a trick, up to here. So we really get, even up into here, this lift of color, all right? Right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and blend these two. So I'm gonna marry the blush into the contour. And this is the bronzing and blush brush. I'm gonna use the blush end. And I am just going to tap this in. It's very simple. I'm just tapping it into the cheek. I'll flip my mirror over. And I'm pushing it in. I'm keeping it back here. So I really can't wait to get a camera because I don't know if you've ever used your phone on landscape mode where you turn it on the side and then you're talking, you're not looking at yourself when you're filming. So I've been on Facebook a while, like 9 months, doing tutorials there, and you could do it with your camera vertical. So it was real easy to see yourself putting on makeup because you could do it right in the camera. But this is different. So I'm learning, and I can't wait to get camera with a flip out screen so I can see myself. All right, so I place that up high. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that lift? It is so pretty once you start to do this. I look back in pictures and I can't believe the change that has made. So cream blushes tend to die down. They absorb into the skin. And as we're doing this motion, it brings blood to the skin. So you're seeing color that's going to disappear once that blood goes back into your system. So I always like to go back and add just a little bit more. So I'm going to add a couple more dots. Plus you can really, I love color on my cheek. Color just makes a more mature face look younger. So I'm just blending this, and then I bounced it down into my contour. And then I'm just pushing it in. It is beautiful. So that was Hollywood on top of the cheek. So next I am going to do an illuminator. So Seint's illuminators are cream. They are absolutely beautiful. This one is called Honey. Cream illuminators are the exact opposite of a highlight. So Seint calls their illuminators. They call their 3D makeup highlights. So there's a little bit of vocabulary we need to learn there. But with a cream illuminator, you're moisturizing your skin. You're adding this really subtle glow to the tops of your skin, which is going to make your skin look dewy. It's going to make your skin look healthy. Whereas if you're using powder highlights, they're full of reflective material that get into fine lines and wrinkles, can enhance fine lines and wrinkles. It's a powder, dries out your skin, and it's got that harsh bam, which isn't as attractive on mature skin as this beautiful cream illuminator. So I'm just going to use my finger. I'm going to show you where to place this. So again, we're staying back here. I'm just going to place this right on top. I don't know if you can see this in the camera. Right on top of that blush. And then I'm going to go back in with my blush brush, and then I'm just pulling this down over the bone. So that when I turn my head, I'm going to put a little bit more. When I turn my head, the light catches and reflects just this little bit of dewy glow, which makes your cheek look higher. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's so pretty. Okay, and the last step, this is a really good trick, is you go back to your brightening highlight, this one right here, and then I am going to put this right on top. It's like I've made this sandwich on top of that highlight right here. You can go right and brighten up this area, and then we can just push that in with our brush. And did you see that? How much that lifted the cheek? So, and you can even take it up into here. So it gives you an eye lift. It's really amazing. So try doing this next time you do your makeup. Switch to Seint Makeup if you're mature. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. I color match for free. All of my comments for the products I'm using and everything are down in the description. Links to find me. You can join my Facebook group. I have giveaways there, but everything about Seint is down there. And I am going to just go ahead and finish the other side. Ta-da! So look, I have both cheeks done. Look at the beautiful lift that has created on my face. Try this next time. Let me know how you like it. I think you're gonna love it. Take pictures, because that's how you can really tell, is when you go back and you look at yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish off this look. I'm gonna take that shade Hollywood. I'm gonna put a little bit of color up here on the top of my forehead, just to bring a little bit more life. I am not bronzing. It is winter here in Ohio, and look, the sun is coming through the window. Does not happen very often in January and February where I live, but look how beautiful. My plants love it. Yes, I love plants. I have a plant addiction, as you can see. I probably have over 150 houseplants. I just really love them. Okay, so that is it for the lip, cheek, and blush. Let's go ahead and place this beautiful color on my lips. So I'm going to go right in. I'm not going to line, but I'm just going to go in with my multitasking brush, this end, and I'm just going to put a coat of this on. If you haven't used Hollywood, it's a beautiful matte coral shade. If you like more of a gloss, just put some gloss on top of it. I like to use lip plumper on top. And I love how using the cheek and the lip color is the same color. It looks so cohesive. It just gives you that pretty youthful look. See a little bit, or a little bit more. Okay, so that's beautiful. Right here, this shade is a pretty topper right here. Let me see. This one is called La Cienega. Let's put a little bit of this one. It's like Hollywood, but it's gloss. And if you like more of that glossy look, I like pairing these two. Beautiful, pretty. I love coral shades. All right, I have a treat for you next. We're gonna do some strange colors here looking. We have two creamy shades here. There's a really bright blue called Daba D, and this gorgeous, it's not gonna be green on the eye, but this is called Atlantic. We are gonna do this smoking hot eye, and it's gonna be really easy, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that next. I'd already put cream makeup on my eyelids, so by now they are going to be creasing, and it's not a big deal. I just press this in with my finger, and then I'm going to go back. You have to set your cream makeup on your eyelids or your eyeshadow is going to crease. So I'm going into our Vanilla Dust. It's called Vanilla Dust. It's by Seint, and I'm just going to apply this everywhere on my eyelids. And now this is going to prevent my eyeshadows from creasing. And when I go to blend my eyeshadows, it's going to ensure that my eyeshadows blend seamlessly and they go on super smooth. So you definitely want to do that step before going on. So I'm going to do one eye to save time on camera, and then I'm going to create magic, and then I'm come back, and then both eyes will be done. So I'm going to be working with this one brush. This is the eyeshadow brush. On this side, it has this really small domed end, which is perfect from going into this crease work. And then this end is perfect for doing the larger work. I lied. I'm going to use another brush. I'm going to use also use the multitasker brush because I want to use a fine small end for this work up here and in the inner corner of the eye. All right, so let's look at these beautiful shades. So this one right here is going to be our main focus of our look. Of course, it's going to match my shirt, which always helps, but this is a bit intimidating looking in the tin, but on the eye, it's beautiful. And if you have like more of a muted tone lip like I do and cheek, putting a pop of color on your eyelids can make you look younger. So I'm going to teach you how to do, it's more of a one eyeshadow look, how to do that. And it's really easy, but you have to have eyelid space. So if you have a hooded eye, this isn't going to work for you. Go back to another tutorial where I usually do a more contoured eye for a hooded eye, but this is beautiful and easy and oh so glamorous and so beautiful. So we are going to start, if you've been following along, I always start with Cupcake, which is this matte cream vanilla shade. It is the perfect, I'm going to do this eye. It is the perfect brow bone shade, and I like putting a couple of coats right on top of the brow bone. And this is going to just even out the skin color up here. I'm going to put down into here too, down into this inner corner. So it's just a back and forth motion, nothing to it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my multitasking brush, and I'm going to pick up this shade right here. It's just like Cupcake, but it has shimmer in it. It's called Drift, and I'm going to put this right on top of the brow bone, right underneath of the arch. This is going to put a little bit of reflection under there, which is going to open up the eye. And then I'm going to put it in this dark area right here. Now there's a spot right here. We can't make any movement there, so we have no wrinkles. So this is a perfect spot. It's right here in the corner of our eye to illuminate. And I'm doing this first. I usually do this at the end, but I don't want to mix blue into anything. So I'm just brightening up this dark spot. And that is all there is to it. Now let's top on into this blue. The shade is called Da Ba Dee. I'm going to be putting a couple of coats down, and I'm going to be patting this on. I'm going to be using the smaller end of this 3D brush, and I'm just going to go in, pick it up, go around in a circle, and then knock it off like this, because you don't want that fallout to happen down here under your eyes. And I'm just going to press this on to make the shape that I want. So it's going to be mostly on the entire lid. I'm keeping it in tight, and just watch. So let's just start patting this in the entire lid. I'm gonna flip my mirror around here. And I'm just tapping this in. It is such a pretty color. I have not seen an artist use this shade. I think because it's so intimidating. When I see something intimidating, I jump right into it because I know it's going to be pretty. It's such a pretty color. So I just am tapping this on. I'm going to go to the inside corner there where I put that drift. And then I'm taking it to the outside corner of my eyelashes. It's really easy. Now, if we pull it down too far, we can fix that. Remember, we're working with cream makeup. It's really easy to just go in and fix that. So we want to keep this Here's our line. Everything inside this line to create that lift. We don't want to pull, we don't want our eyeshadows to come down in here because that pulls the eye down. So let's tap this in up higher. Now I'm going onto the lid. Pick up some more. I'm going to go right on top of the lid. I'm just building this color up. See that? Okay, so pretty. So easy to do. You can do this with any shade. This is a really easy way to do your eyeshadow if you do not have a hooded eye. It's just one color across the lid, and I preferably like to use a brighter shade. Copper's really pretty to use. And I like to use my glasses as a headband. So I'm just going to tap this in. Now I'm just going to go in and take it up into my crease a little bit. So I'm going to go back and forth in this wish-wash motion right down here. Now I'm going to go and put a little bit more on where I can see through it, because I really want that to be like, pow. Isn't it pretty? If you don't like bright shades, you can do this with a brown. You can do this with a taupe. And then that is it. I'm going to go back in a little bit here. And that is Daba D. So when I close my eyes, I mean, you can't see it looking on, but when I'm looking around the room, it gives that flash of color that is so beautiful. All right, and now we are going to put just this pop of, it doesn't even look like this in the tin. It is something between a shimmer and a glitter. I can't describe it. It's called Atlantic. It is absolutely beautiful. It has a little bit of gold, little teeny weeny flecks of glitter. And when it's on top of this Daba D, it is just perfection. It is so beautiful. So I'm just going to use my finger. I'm tapping into it for more transfer. I'm going to close my eyes, and this is just going to go right in the center. And it's going to take a few times. And I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it on camera. But together, it looks something like, I don't know, like the ocean. Sparkly, that little bit of green glitter shimmer on top, right? I'm just putting it right in the center here. Now it's not super, you can see it's not flat in the tin. So when a shimmer is not flat, it's not going to give this big payoff, which is really nice for a mature eye, because you want a little shimmer here, but you don't want it to be too bright if you have a lot of wrinkles on the eyelid. So that is our beautiful eye. Isn't that beautiful? So I am going to do the other eye and come back so you can see the finished look. And then we are going to put on some Illuminator and finish this pretty look. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay. Ooh, I'm a mess. Okay. So here we are with both eyes done, and it's just so pretty. I don't do a blue eye very often, but I like to wear blue in January and February, nice cold months. And this would be also pretty paired with maybe Paris on top for a transition, for a little bit of a beachy eye. But I am loving it. I think it's just so pretty. So on the cheeks, I have Hollywood, and then I topped my lips with Hollywood and La Cienega. And these were the pretty shades that I worked with. So now I can go back and decide if I want to add just a little bit more color to my cheek. I don't want too much color on my cheek because I do have color on my eyes, but maybe just a little bit. And I find that I already have enough glow. If I wanted a little bit more, I could go into Honey and put, let me just show you, and I'm I'm gonna use the smudge brush, go into honey right here, and you can highlight like this area of your nose. You could go back and forth here, and I sometimes like to do above my eyebrow for a little bit more glow up here. You can do the tip of your nose, you can do your chin, you can do the apples of your cheek I like to do. So I went into my blush there. And there we have it. This is our finished look. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial on how to maximize the cheek, how to get the most lift. And this is it again, just for you to look at. And I'll be back next week. Don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm sure it's going to be magical. Thanks for joining, everyone. If you would like a color match, the links are in the comments. Just follow the directions there, and I would love to help you get started with cream makeup. Take care, and I will see you next week. Bye.